Hello everyone and welcome to Golden Nova's First Reacts, where I react first to all the things you want to see reacted to first, as long as I'm the first person you come to react to things first. I know I said I wasn't doing this right when they came out, but I'm going to be really busy tomorrow, not just with work, but I'm going to be doing a domain recording on Twitch. Actually, if this is the Sunday that this comes up, you should probably keep an eye on the Twitch channel. We're going to be doing a very special theme episode. I think you'll all enjoy it. But right now, we are checking out the next release of the Terminal World 3 set, and we are revisiting Constellars, which of course means that it'll also be Tellarknight support because they've been mushing them together as of late. And I'm pretty excited. In fact, we actually had a domain game where we were doing dual terminal stuff, and I played the Constellar deck, so once again, is Nova predicting the future? I think the answer is clearly yes. I have the power of prophecy. Let's check to see what additions we're going to have here, especially because it's looking like Pleiades has one of the Vylon equips on their arm. Are we finally going to get the confirmation? I mean, we already knew that Vylon and Constellars were linked together because the Constellars made the Vylons, if you read the lore, which I always do. But seeing that in cardboard would be pretty sick. Okay, first up is Constellar Caster, a level 4 light fairy monster with 1700 attack and 600 defense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is summoned, you can special summon a Constellar monster from your deck, except a copy of this card. And also you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except light and dark monsters. Second effect, a Constellar Xyz monster that has this card's material gains this effect once per turn when your opponent activates a spell, card, or effect as a quick effect. You can detach 2 material from this monster, and if you negate the effect, and if you destroy that card, ooh, spell negate. Okay, but like, am I missing something? Because I'm pretty sure there was already a Constellar Caster. Like, there was Caster and Pollux were like the 2. I'm gonna have to look this up in a bit. I'm wondering why this is it. I might be missing something. I'm sure I'm missing something. Alright, next up is Tellarknight Signium. Like I said, Tellarknight stuff. This card is also treated as a Constellar card. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name once per turn each. Don't think I don't see that Vylon Omega hanging out down there. I see what's going on here. Don't you try. If this card is summoned, you can add a Tellarknight or Constellar monster from your deck to your hand, so it is Deneb 2.0. Makes sense because they have the Deneb sword on them, so that's pretty cool. Second, you can target one other light monster you control and increase its level and this card's level by 1, so it can do rank 5 stuff as well, as long as it requires 2 material. This card can be treated as 2 material for the Xyz summon of a Tellarknight Xyz monster that requires 3 or more material. Never mind, I lied. We can actually make things that need 3. So, well, you can hard make a Tellarknight Constellar Diamond with this. That's not bad. It's only Tellarknight Xyz monsters. So I think it really is just that, but still, not having to wait till main phase 2 or having to get 3 material, not terrible. It makes the Tellarknight Constellar Diamond worse because it needs material for its continuous effect to go off, and you need them to spend to stop dark monster effects, but otherwise, still pretty good. Okay, next up is Extellarknight Constellar Ptolemy Omega 7. What a name! It's a rank 7 Light Machine Xyz monster with 2700 attack and defense that requires 3 level 7 monsters as material, but once per turn during your main phase 2 again. No! No! You can also Xyz summon this card by using a Tellarknight or Constellar Xyz monster you control, transferring some materials over. Okay, that might not be a death knell, as long as its effect is still good. While you have 7 or more Tellarknight monsters with different names in your graveyard and or banishment, this card gains 2700 attack. Also, it's unaffected by opponent's activated card effects. So, if you get to a certain point, it becomes a 5400 point monster that's a Towers. And once per turn as a quick effect, you can detach any number of material from this card, then target that many monsters your opponent controls and shuffle them into the deck. Okay, it's not terrible. I would like to have access to it whenever I want, but I can see, I don't know. I can see why you'd want to be able to do that if you can't gather all the material together for it. Now there's not a way to cheat this, though, it seems, but using a spent Xyz monster to turn into this, Dreadman Phase 2 isn't bad, especially because we can detach a bunch of material off this monster to kind of fuel our 7. 7's not that bad. 7 was bad whenever you needed to have them underneath, not Ptolemy, Ptolemaeus, to get that turn skip. But this one, having it be in Grave and or Banishment, I would say that's downright easy. So that's pretty sick. Alright, Tellarknight Constellar Delteros. New Delteros! Takes 3 plus level 4 monsters as material. Your opponent cannot target rank 5 or higher Tellarknight and Constellar Xyz monsters you control with card effects. Okay, so doesn't help itself, but that's fine. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card to add a Tellarknight or Constellar monster from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon a light monster. Okay, that's just generally really good. If this card is sent to the graveyard, except from the field, you can special summon a Tellarknight or Constellar monster from your hand or banishment. Okay, so we're starting to see how it's supposed to go here. So you try to make this using Signium, like you summon it with something, you get a Tellarknight, a Constellar, which would be, there's a Constellar Caduceus, which should be able to see this and summon itself. So you have both of them together. Caduceus gets you a Constellar spell or trap card, and then you use both of these to make Sacred Delteros, because it requires 3 materials. So you can make this, then you detach a material to add any other monster, normal summon it, triggering any of their normal summon effects, which, you know, all of these have a wild amount of normal summon effects. Continuing your chain off of that, maybe make a rank 5 or higher Tellarknight or Tellarknight or Constellar monster, and then you overlay any number of your rank ups on top of this one, and then detach it as material, because then it's not on the field, and then this will special summon one of your Constellar or Tellarknight monsters. And the banishment part is important, because we do have a few that banish our Tellarknights to make their stuff work, so this is really solid. And then a bunch of very relevant reprints here. These are good. These are pretty good. They've done a pretty Constellar job of making sure that this is just about them. I can't see a lot of this breaking out into your standard rank 4 strategy. And now that we're done with this, I need to check. Oh, doing that's gonna change the lighting something awful. I'm using a widescreen thing because my lighting has been goofy for a while now. Let's go ahead and tank through this terrible lighting. To reach the truth. Oh, I finished processing my brain power for typing. Boy, howdy, my neurons are mush. Okay, just a caster. There's an Evil Swarm caster. Okay, so this is the revived form. So we had Pollux, I think would be the right one. Okay, for some reason, so I knew that they're Geminis, of course. There was 2 of them the entire time, and I had always thought that we had like a caster and a Pollux, and then it had been corrupted to create Evil Swarm caster. But I think that all just came from the fact that I was just meshing all that in the incorrect direction. No, so this is the purified, or perhaps pre-corrupted caster. Either way, fantastic stuff. What? It's summoned, we get another Constellar. Constellars that it gets made into has a spell negate, which is pretty sassy. We have second Deneb, which I'm very much happy to see. We have an Xyz monster that just it shuts down basically everything, right? Like, of course, continuous effects are going to hurt it normally, but being 5400 attack means that you need a very impressive boost to get over it. And then what? It's just quick removal. It does target, and it only hits monsters. It doesn't hit back row, but still, that's like, it can hit the board as a towers if you've developed things far enough, and I think you can get them far enough because we're cycling through Xyz monsters, we're overlaying, we're detaching as material. I don't think this is going to be difficult to get working. And then Delteros is just... It's good in the context of having Signium. If we had to do another Delteros where we needed 3 or more material, I would have a Hernia. I know that we previously solved this with Star Seraphs, but I don't think we're in an era where we can just play Stick Chair again, especially if they're only ever going to give us those Star Seraph monsters. So, yeah, mark me down as confident. I've felt that the Constellars, or rather the Tellarknights with their Constellar add-ons, are positioned to do some silly stuff. And hopefully that will come to pass once Burst Protocol No, this isn't Burst Protocol. This is the new Terminal World stuff. We got one more left. What's the last Terminal World archetype we're going to have? I have no clue. Hopefully I can close up this video with some better lighting here really quickly. Bam. Alright, anyway. Folks, thank you so much for sticking through all the technical difficulties and all the listening to the card effects. What was your favorite card out of all of these? Do you like Xyz Summoning? Are you tired of seeing this Duelist Alliance Age deck keep coming back over and over again? And what do you hope will be the last Terminal World one? Unless they've revealed it and I've missed it, in which case you can tell me that I'm a goofy baby in the comments. Either or is valid. I wouldn't be above a little bit of name calling every once in a while, especially if it's really funny. Thank you all so much for watching, and until the next time Konami drops some juicy spoilers, I will see all of you next time. Bye-bye. Today's episode is brought to you by Dragon Shield. Get the sleeves as strong as dragon scales and save 5% on your order by using the coupon code GoldenNova at checkout while helping out the channel. It was also brought to you by my lovely patrons, including this month's illustrious Quasar Commanders, Upstairs Media and the Critic of Innocence, Nebula Navigators, 3rd Dynasty, Ada Basilisk, Adam Zajdel, Ancient Wizard, Andrew Newman, Battle Axe, Charlie Mercury, Chibi Gohan, Christopher Fuss, Clockswork, Comrade, Eric, Frankie, Garland Chaos, Green Knight, Great Big Pillock, Groog, Hairbear, Harry the Ominous Benefactor, Iron Zero, Iskander 711, Carp, Marion James E. Picata, Meme King, Millennia Asta, Muse Clark, Neon Yaminair, Orozco 09096, Panther J, Bat Boos, Rebel King Lucifer, Red Eyes Jackalow, RJ the Jank Monarch, Sonic 21 Blast, That One Dumbass, Thievery Coast and the Wizard Moose, Cosmic Crusaders Ally Vatnia, Animasta, Anthrak, A Random Pup, Blade Runner 1034, Blaze Rider, Blitzwolf, Chaz Ghost, Christopher Fuss, again, Chris B, Cool Trainer Dark, Dr. Entity RIP, Eki Bullock, Edwin Perez, Eva Padilla, Herbal D, Inblink, J.A. Flair, Julian Marquez, Kale the Dragon, Lobomaru02, Manga Pages, Mr. Machina, Natiel Lee Alexander, Nicholas Murphy, Not Al Gore, Obsidian, Pombo, Rhyme Kairos, Rogue Wolf, Shizuka Nijimura, Simic Toadstool, Stephen Huntsman, The Legendary Raven, The Queen of Time, The Gene, Tiger X2476, Zaldreka and Zentha, as well as all the wonderful Starlight Explorers you see on screen now. If you'd like to help me in my journey to cover all of Yu-Gi-Oh's archetypes, get my videos early, be a part of these credits and other awesome perks, it would mean the world to me if you would check out the link to my Patreon in the description or consider joining as a YouTube member.